my first question would be, I have no doubt that you have always been a sensitive and artistic person. Could you talk to us about how you became involved with the fine arts?
Well, probably I would have, regardless of how I would have spent my life. But of course, I grew up in Ohio on a farm until I was 12 years old. And then my parents wanted the opportunities for my brother and myself with a lot of activities they had not been able to participate in as they were growing up. Although my mother was a retired teacher and my dad loved art. But I was always passionate about art. I remember drawing farm animals when I was 5 years old. Right. And so art was always in my being, but I chose a practical profession, which a lot of Ohio people do. And so I ended up going to nursing school and graduating, and then eventually finishing another degree at FIU, as you know. But during all of that time, when I was working on the BSN at FIU, I chose electives which were in the art department. And so I was able to legitimize my art background by doing that, although I also had taken some art classes at Bowling Green State University when we were living there. And so I just continued taking art classes after that, although I never got the BFA together.
Right.
Still taking art classes. I took one last summer for credit.
Great.
So it's something I can't without.
Right. It's been throughout your life, basically.
Yes.
It's fantastic. What was your goal and mission of the Betty Laird Perry Award?
Well, that award began maybe when the university opened in 1972. And my late husband and I, mostly because of my passion for art, and I decided that art needed some recognition at the university. There was so much happening all at once, and the arts were slower to grow because of the funding, of course. And so because of my interest, we decided that at that time, I don't think they had as many students graduating at different times in the arts, but that we would establish an award that would reward a student who had completed their term. So at that time, it was a very minor thing. I think it got lost in the shuffle, but I remember the very first piece we awarded the artist for was a steel ring, which I think was a very personal statement on her part. It appears to be 4 family members together. It's a square format or rectangular format with 4 heads in it. And that ring I still have. It's been in my safety deposit box, but with all of the changes and moving and so on, it's being offered for your retrospective. But I was just afraid it would get lost over the years. And so that was the very first award winner.
Oh, beautiful. And also, I know that aside from the Betty Laird Perry Student Award, you organized before that with another group of people the Arts Dream Grant for public school teachers. Could you tell us more about this grant? Is it still going on, and how and what was the mission for that grant?
That was established in my hometown, which is in Ohio. Oh. That was totally separate from Florida International University. And several alums and I from that local high school decided we would establish the fund because, as we all know, the arts, plural, never have enough money, particularly in the public school systems. So we wanted to bring attention to that and give the public school teachers an opportunity to apply for a grant to do something special with their students that they would not otherwise have funding for. And that has probably been done for the last 6 years. And we don't have our grant applications ready yet, but we'll be doing that again, we hope, forever.
Yes. My last question would be, what are your visions for the future of the award and the Betty Laird Perry Gallery in the Frost Art Museum? Do you have any future visions?
Well, hopefully it's a continuing award. And, right now, I believe it's being given 2 or 3 times a year, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
So, it probably depends on how the art department grows.
Mm-hmm.
We have a larger enrollment, and if that expands into more students, including their BFAs, their MFAs, whatever. I'm quite proud of the students who have concluded their degrees up until this time, and I know many of them have gone on to graduate degrees at very prestigious universities. Not that FIU is not, it is.
Yes.
It's been a great stepping stone for these students to continue with their careers in other parts of the country. And of course, they're like me, they'll never forget Florida International University.
I'm sure they will not. And of course, the Miami Tea community as well. It has an impact all over the community.
Definitely. And Miami is so much more developed in the arts world than it was at the time I lived there.
Right.
Miami and Miami Beach with Arts Basel and all of the things that are happening there probably might be the most exciting location in the world right now.
Yes. Yes. It's a very exciting moment and growth opportunity for Miami, and we're so happy to have you and have you helped with the growth previous to all the boom in art and Art Basel that Miami has encountered.
And 25 years from now, I'd like to be around and see what has happened in the interim.
Yes.
It'll be bigger and better, I guess. Right?
Probably. That's what we all hope. Yes.
As for the art gallery, which you asked me about, of course, that was something my husband had planned, which I didn't know about. It was a surprise for me. And he was being treated in France at the time for cancer.
Oh.
And he said, you have to go to Florida International for an event. And I have no idea how he was able to put this together. That was when the fax machine was just sort of starting, and he didn't have all of the details that have been developed for the computer and what have you. And he was very sick at the time. So I did go, and it was my 60th birthday, and that was my present.
Whoa.
And so I'll never forget it for that reason. It was a lovely, lovely memento, which I treasure today, and I'm delighted that it's part of the Frost Museum, and that you're able to feature students and faculty art in it.
We all do. Thank you so much for your support and help into the community, not only FIU, but the whole community of Miami. And we thank you. And thanks for this interview.